When I open up an ad account, there are core components I always look at to make sure that I spot patterns. So that could be when I first get a new prospect or customer as an example, and I want to get myself familiar with their account in order to know what not to repeat or what to repeat moving forward. But it could also mean that in a time period like right now, approaching Q4, we want to make sure that we know the exact strategies to use when it comes to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's not time to reinvent the wheel. It's time to go back in time to look at the ad account and to really nail down what has worked in the last year. So with that being said, I want to share with you in today's video what are the Facebook ad patterns to notice when either scaling your ads, when taking on a new ad account, or when preparing for a time period like Q4. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Justin and I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So let's get straight into it. The Facebook ad patterns to notice when scaling your ads. So the patterns that I typically look for are amongst the followings. One, you've got the creative types. So I'll get more into in depth in the next few minutes. Then I have reverse engineering their ad fundamentals, even if they don't know them. What I mean by that is that from an agency standpoint, I would try and reverse engineer the ad fundamentals that were used when making up an ad. Even if the person who made this ad didn't really do it purposely, they still nonetheless have some fundamentals in there that I can extract. Landing pages tested, the offers that we had, the campaign types and objectives, which aren't as relevant, so that's why I put them in the last points right here, but nonetheless, I still look at them, so I'll get into it in the next few minutes. So here's what I look for when I say creative types. So one of the first things I'll look at is which ads have gotten the most spend to. It's as simple as that, right? Which ads have the best spend to ROAS ratio. So I'll usually go back in a certain period of time, anywhere between 30 to 90 days, and that is, by the way, 30 to 90 days if I'm onboarding a new client, let's say right now, and this is like an evergreen time period. So I would do that, but I would also look like if, let's say we are in Q4, I would look at the last 6 to 12 months in order to have a more holistic view. So time period really is dependent on what are you trying to achieve with this audits or this kind of pattern spotting you're doing within your ad accounts. Then from there, I'll filter out the ads by the ones that had the most spend, and then I'll look at my spend and I'll have my ROAS column right besides, and I'll look at which ads actually have technically been the best. Because I'm going to give you an example right here. You might have at the very top an ad that I'm gonna throw hypothetical numbers spent $2,000, and this ad is at a 2x ROAS. But then you have an ad that would appear second because it spent $1,800, but it has a 3.5x ROAS. Arguably speaking, this ad is better because the spend is very close to the other ad, but the ROAS is much higher. And if you look at the profitability of that ad in general, just in sales volume that it would have brought in, it brought in more than the latter did. So basically, that's why I say you need to compare the spend to ROAS ratio also to make sure that you find the right ad to look at. Then I would look at what is the creative types and if I can spot any commonalities between those. So what I mean by that is I would look at, let's say I can find a lot of statics that work great, carousels, GIFs, videos, instant experiences, etc. So I'm going to look at all the best winning ad on the account and I'll see like, are there any patterns that I can notice here? Maybe heck, 70% of them are static. So I'm like, all right, that's good to note, right? Statics seem to work better on that account. But then maybe I'm going to go through the account and see they never really tested videos. So hey, all we know statics work, but we don't really know videos don't. So looking at the creative types is one of the first things I do because it allows me to know what am I working with here? Like what have they done and what could I do moving forward? So that's that. Second point under creative types is branded partnerships, which I'll look at, have they ever done branded partnership, which some people call white label ads, or on TikTok that would be a Spark ad. So essentially, have you ever ran an ad with another creator's account? So let's say you partner with an influencer. So best way to put it is I'm paidadvertising.com, right? I'm a business and I want to run an ad. Well, I could run this ad as a branded partnership under Justin's account. So then Justin Lalonde with paidadvertising.com, and then you see the ad. So that's what I mean by brand or creative first, because there's two ways to go about it. You could either have, let's say me, Justin, I could post something on my feed and then give access to that post to the brand, paidadvertising.com. When they make an ad, my name appears first. So then it looks like Justin Lalonde, you have my profile picture with paidadvertising.com is running an ad. So that way it's creative first. Or I could do the other way around, which essentially the brand could post the ad from the ads manager, turn on the little setting that says branded partnership at the ad level, and then from there it would say paidadvertising.com, so it would show the paidadvertising.com logo with Justin Lalonde. So that way this is brand first. And it's good to spot that too, because I've had accounts I've been on that one have never tried it, but some that did try the branded partnerships, I noticed a pattern where creator first ads performed better than brand first. And that was pretty interesting, right? It's just whenever the creator's profile was first, the ad performed better, even if it was the same ad ad that was posted on the brand account. So pretty interesting find. Other thing I would look at is what have they done in terms of their briefs, which is something I could ask the client. But if let's say this is your own brand, look through every single UGC ad you've ever done, let's say, and then look through, did you ever give freedom of creativity to certain creators and actually had good results with those ads, right? And if so, kind of looking through what are the creators that have outperformed others. So looking through all your UGC, let's say, and only filtering out your UGC on Facebook or on TikTok, well, look through, are there any creators that I've worked with that outperformed others? So those are some of the patterns I would first look at before moving into the second one. The second thing, which I think is one of the most important part of this all, is ad fundamentals reverse engineering. So keep in mind, a lot of people will advertise without knowing why they advertise. They are gonna bring you reasons like, well, you know, this ad looked good, so I thought it would fit really my brand, or things like, well, I noticed this and that in the ad account before, therefore I made an ad like this one, or I thought about using like a unique angle, and they're gonna give you a bunch of reasons, but none of them are gonna be backed by marketing fundamentals. But nonetheless, even if they're not backed by them, it doesn't mean they don't exist. It just means that they weren't aware of them when they made the ad, but nonetheless, they subconsciously projected some of those ad fundamentals onto the ad creative they've made. So what I'm gonna look at is I'm gonna open up some of the ads that I'm gonna spot on the account, and I'm gonna try and extract the desire, the awareness level, the sophistication stage out of this ad, as well as the ad recipe or framework, which I'll get to in a second about what I mean by this. But if I give out a quick example right here, and I'm gonna make that one bigger just for the sake of it, so let me just make that bigger real quick. So basically, looking into that, that's an ad from a company called Medicube that I just saved up to foreplay for the sake of this video. If I look at the creative itself, right, what would be a desire that I have right here? Well, first of all, if I look at copy and creative, copy says 1 minute focus acne care. Then it has like 99.9% acne improvement confirmed, get rid of acne in just 1 week. And then if you look at one of the testimonials that is on there, it's like, use this to treat spot acne. So clearly the desire here is to get rid of acne, right? The desire is to have a spotless, or like a acne spotless skin, whatever that is. It's to get rid of acne. Okay, so now I've kind of pointed my desire from this ad. What was the awareness level of my audience looking into that? Well, I'm going to look at the elements I have on my creative to spot that. So, okay, what do I have right here? Well, this is a before and after, right? This is like a first use after 1 week. So, okay, you see that the results have improved. Here, 100% repurchase rate. So, all right, we're straight up talking about purchase. 5-star review. You have 2 different reviews right here. So, okay, I've got reviews. So, I am leveraging social proof about people that bought the product. I talk about like the first thing I have here at the top is like free gift, buy the product. I have 100% repurchase rate, and I have before and after. So I'm showing the product in action. I'm speaking directly about the product. And here I'm talking about the experience around the product, and I'm talking straight about a purchase. In other words, this pretty much is a product aware, or you could even go most aware, but I would call product aware ad as of this stage. Okay, I know this is a product aware ad. Great. Now, sophistication stage would be basically how many other solutions in the market has the client or the prospect been exposed to in the past, or even if they haven't been exposed to them, how many other solutions exist? Well, looking into that is probably a highly sophisticated product, since it's a skincare solution to solve acne. There's 1,000 more solutions out there. So sophistication stage, we'd look somewhere at the bottom of the funnel, right? Looking at it. So this is the picture I always come back to when looking through market awareness level or sophistication stage, which in that case, we're probably at many mechanisms, even like an exhausted market. Like skincare is quite a packed market, but I would probably call, just to be safe, it's very rare somebody's at the bottom right here, but let's just say they're between stage 4 and 5 essentially of market's sophistication. So going back, now that I know these things about this ad, well, I could note them aside in a document, and then I could do the same exercise over and over again for the other, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 winners that I have on the account. And then from there, I start and analyze, do I have similar trends amongst my desires? Do I have similar trends amongst my awareness levels? Do I have similar trends amongst my sophistication stage? And what I mean then at the end right here by ad recipe or framework, well, it's looking into the overall trend or type of ad that was used. So that could fall under creative type, but I decided to put it here because you kind of really spot that when you analyze deeper the ad, which usually is done when you analyze the ad fundamentals. So in that case, like this is an ad that shows, as I said it earlier, it's a before and after packed with a testimonial. Okay, well, I could do the same thing again with my other best winning ads, and maybe I'm gonna spot that I use like 3 times the before and after, and all 3 of these ads perform great. Okay, so before and afters are technically like an ad recipe or framework that has worked great for me. Another way to spot ad recipes or framework, which I wanted to bring up, is through videos. Okay, so videos, especially like UGC, I feel are a little easier to spot a recipe. So this is more in like the building blocks that were used to make this ad. So if I go right here, the one thing that you're pretty much certain with like most UGC videos, they start with the hook, they end with the CTA. That's pretty much a given. But let's say I just kind of scrub through this one. It was like hook, then it's like solution type. Well, I mean, the hook was basically like a problem, and then you have like a solution, and then I finally found a diet plan that works thanks to the homemade method. So product intro, basically as of right here. Then we get into like features, then social proof / authority that I have. Then we go back into like basically features right here that I have. Let's keep going back. Benefits now at this point, no more stressing. So basically I would like note down all these building blocks, right? Like problem, solution, feature, benefit, and then I would see at the end, again, doing that for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different UGC ads. Are there commonalities in my building blocks? So let's say I realize that like my top 5 winning UGC ads have all had the first, let's say 3 or 4 building blocks. They all started with a product intro, agitate, twist the knife, and like they went straight into a solution. So okay, well now I know that a lot of my ads were technically problem aware. So I don't know if you get where I'm going with this, but like I note down what is the way that somebody has done this ad. So I really look into like what makes up this ad as I did earlier. I spot the elements in the ad the same way I would spot, let's say, the building blocks or like the different parts that make up a video ad. And then from there, I reverse engineer and kind of analyze and see like, okay, well, if I'm using these building blocks, therefore it means that I am at this awareness level, okay? I would be at a problem aware or solution aware, right? Because if I twist the knife from the start, let's say, well, that's pretty much presenting a problem. If I talk about a solution the entire time, then basically I'm solution aware, so on and so forth, okay? Some other times, which I think the easiest one to spot is product aware, because in a video or in a photo, well, it's entirely product focused. So let's say a video that started with a hook and then for like 15 seconds went straight into like product with like features, benefits, buy. That's a product aware ad. If a product here's like before and after testimonials, buy now, here's like a special offer for you, that again, that is product aware. So this is quite easy to spot if it's that one. The other ones require a little bit more digging. Now, landing pages is quite straightforward. What landing pages have I used before? Did I send people to, again, I'm looking through my top 5 to 10 winning ads. Where did I send people to on these winning ads? What products were these winning ads about? Did I send people to the homepage? Did I send people to the collections page? Did I sell people to the product page? Did I send people potentially to a custom landing page I made? Or perhaps even the meta shop, right? So looking through where did I send people and what specific products or collections I would have sent somebody to, if basically I'm looking at sending people to a collection or product page, that allows me once again to know like, all right, these pages are converting best. Now, offers, out of my best performing ads, which offers have repeatedly succeeded? What offer type was it, right? Same thing again, look at your 5 to 10 winning ads. Note down the offers that you've used. So looking at this right here, was it a site-wide discount, right? Percentage off the entire website, right? 5% off your first order. Doesn't matter what product it is, you got a 5% off your first order. Great. Product specific, little typo right here, but product specific discount. So it was just on a specific product you had a discount for. Category specific, percentage off or flat reduction perhaps. A BOGO, buy one get one at a discount, free shipping, flash sale, bundles, gifts. There's 1,000 different types of promotions or offers you could do. Note down what were the offers that you have ran and which ones have actually performed. And finally, campaigns and objectives tested. So don't spend too much time here because you would want to rework that. I have different videos on the channel showing you how to build, or what is the right way to build like a Shopify Facebook ads campaign, that the video is called, but it uses a structure that I call the DCT structure. And that, in my opinion, is one of the best structures for you to plan your ad campaigns because it helps you put more of the pressure at the ad level, which is something that Facebook has wanted you to do for a very long time now at this point. They want you to go broad. So you either want to go with that, or we're starting to have more and more accounts now on Advantage Plus campaigns. So hey, that's a story for another day. But nonetheless, it's good to see what has been tested and done before in the account. The most important part, and I threw in a disclaimer right here, you got to be critical. You have to have a critical mind when looking into the account. What do I mean by this? Well, looking into it right here, as an example, a cost cap campaign that I might have used on Facebook might have worked better than, let's say, one of my broad campaigns with like optimizing for maximization of conversions, okay? But it had a lower spend and it also had a much higher CPM than my other broad campaign. Therefore, it indicates that probably I was just re-engaging my own audience. You got to be critical about these things. You also have to be able to spot patterns in the way that you've tested these campaigns. Whereas an example, let's say you look at a campaign, it seemed to have performed wonders, but it uses an interest stack, right? It's a bunch of different interests together. But yet again, now your goal, let's say for Q4, is to go crazy and just really scale up your ad accounts. You can't do that with an interest stack because your audience is probably too narrow and you're going to run into creative fatigue over and over again. And it's going to be very hard to not saturate this audience. So you have to go for a broader, more of a mass market desire. Therefore, you can't target this interest stack. You have to go broader by default because of your goal and objectives as a business. Therefore, you can't really use that this time around. So that's what I mean by having a critical mind when looking into your ad account. You need to spot these patterns, but also be mindful of what is your objectives at this time. And that's it. This is all the patterns that I look at when looking into either scaling an ad account or preparing for a time like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I now invite you to look at other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips. Check out the link down below in the description to join a free school community which has over 20 hours of free content for you in regards to planning your ad campaigns, in regards to preparing your Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and just also receiving any of my help, let's say, to look at your ad campaigns, which I only do for our free school community members. So check this out down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.